So are we all laughing at these farmers from Arkansas that had the fucking nerve to vote for Donald Trump, yet here they are asking for a government bailout because their fucking farms aren't making any money? No. They're in the fuck around and find out phase, and I really don't give a shit.
Regarding all these farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump, this is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy, and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated. Got that? They are being treated how they voted for other minorities, people of color, everybody else, poor people, sick people. That's how they voted for other people to be treated. And now they're the ones being treated that way by losing their livelihood, their homes, their income, their farms. So do not feel sorry for them. This is exactly what they had coming. Quick follow-up as to why exactly would Trump be doing this to farmers anyways, and I'm guessing 99% chance it's because he wants to bankrupt farms so his corporate buddies can come in and do a land grab. Basically what you have been seeing the last few years, major companies buying up a bunch of rental houses and jacking up the price of rents, and it's all going to corporations. It's probably something similar to let these farms go to foreclosure and his corporate buddies be able to come in, swoop them up, and now you've got bigger companies involved in more of our day-to-day food.
I voted for Donald J. Trump in the 2024 presidential election, and I am starting to regret my vote. When I voted for Donald Trump.
We're here. We are here at the FAFO stage. This is really bad. And if you appreciate my content, please engage with this video. I'm just going to read this to you. Multiple Texas farms shut down after almost 100% of workforce vanishes overnight. In a stunningly swift overnight change, some Texas farm operations had to shut down after losing virtually all of their workforce, an exodus triggered by the increase in immigration raids and increased enforcement. The ripple effects of these raids are the gift that keeps on giving and will be felt nationwide. Unpicked crops are now left unharvested. Livestock were left untended, and rural economies are on edge. The story isn't just a tale of woe for Texas farms, it's a warning for American agribusiness, food prices, and communities that keep food on our plates. I need you to share this with every Republican you know. And you don't even need to wait for their response. They just need to know what's happening. And this is part of my line of work. I deal with commercial farmers, including these small farmers, as clients, and I cannot tell you how this is the beginning of the complete collapse of our economy under this Project 2025 administration that doesn't know what they're doing. You talk about the immediate shuttering of farms, because this is actually what's happening with the food, with the harvests that are lying there completely rotting. That is a loss of food to local food distributors, local grocery stores, local restaurants, hospitals. They sell their harvests, all sorts of vegetables, to businesses within the state of Texas. This is where you can go into your local grocery store and now you're going to see hardly any vegetables or fruit, depending on what they're growing, or a shortage of meat. This is what's going to happen. Now, all of the other industries that support farming, you've got local pesticide, herbicide, fertilizer suppliers that are just, their sales are going to plummet. These farmers aren't going to be purchasing that. You've got H-2A workers who are now gone, migrant workers who are now gone. They were paying taxes. Even if they didn't have social security numbers, they were given tax numbers, tax ID numbers. So now you got millions of dollars just poof, gone overnight from these Texas communities. You've got trucking companies that are hired to haul the produce from the farms to the packaging plants. You've got packaging plants who wash the vegetables, grade the vegetables, pack the vegetables, whose sales are going to plummet. Now you're going to have other industries who don't employ either migrant workers or H-2A workers who are going to have layoffs. This is all under Republican leadership, not just from the White House, but from the Republicans that were elected in the state of Texas. And if you think this is going to stop at Texas, you've got another thing coming. And you want to know which farms are going to be impacted further down the road? They're going to be safe for now. There's a small percentage of farmers who are actually Democrats. And they understand how important it is to protect their employees, take care of their employees. Those employees who feel safe will keep showing up for work because they know the owners have their backs, which says something about these other farms where the employees are like, I'm too scared to show up. Let me add this final thing. This is going to impact farmers. They're at risk of going out of business. Who's going to jump in? The federal government to compensate them with our tax dollars. So now our tax dollars is going to be used to cover the bullshit leadership of this administration on top of the overwhelming increasing tax dollars being used by this administration to scare, to deport, to imprison people with brown skin. Like our tax dollars are not helping everyday Americans at all. And this is just the beginning under Republican leadership. Share this video.
So that's what we got for American farmers, is zero empathy. We want them to fail. That's what you're saying out there. That's what Americans are saying right now is well, next time you'll vote the right way, or that's what you get for who you voted for. That to me, I want to say it doesn't sound very American of people, but here lately, that's all we're doing is complaining.
No disrespect, sir, but you are sadly mistaken. The American people had empathy. That's why we voted the way we did. We knew what would happen to the farmers. They told us what would happen to the farmers. We had a previous presidency that showed us what would happen to the farmers. And some of us, not enough of us, voted with empathy because we didn't want to see the farmers lose their farms. We didn't want people to go bankrupt and go out of business. But unfortunately, there wasn't enough of us with empathy to vote in that direction. There were too many of us that voted for other people to suffer and other people to face cruelties. And now you got to suffer the consequences. We can't feed everybody. That's socialism. We can't give health care to everybody. That's socialism. We can't provide student loan relief. That's socialism. But now if the farmers want a bailout, I got news for you. That's socialism. Y'all don't like socialism. So again, my mom said sometimes you gotta let people touch the stove and suffer the consequences. Meet your consequences.
Nebraska, it seems that you should always be grateful for what you have. And at this point, y'all wasn't grateful enough because you thought voting against your interests was better for you. Now, Nebraska's about to go broke. They say Nebraska's going to go broke in about 5 months. They'll be filing for bankruptcy. The whole entire freaking state, not just one farm. All of them, whole state. Because Nebraska is a cattle ranch state. You know, they got corn and all that stuff. But all the farmers are going broke and about to lose their farms. You want to know why? I bet you can guess why. But see, this is what voting against your interests gets you. Now, how long did Trump say, if I'm elected, I'm deporting everybody? He's been saying it for 2 years. But yet and still, the Nebraska farmers who own all these cattle farms and corn and all soybean, all this farmland, 95% of their workers are undocumented workers because they can get the good labor for a cheaper price. Being that Trump had already stopped all the free money going to the farmers, the farmers decided, we gonna vote with Trump. We gonna vote with Trump. Now, they ain't got no workers because either the workers have been deported or they not showing up. So all of these farmers are going broke and about to lose their farm. My question is, when you voted for Trump in 2016 and all those farmers lost their farm, did you think it wasn't going to happen again? When he told you over and over and over again that if he's elected, he's going to deport everybody, documented, undocumented. If you look to be Mexican, you got to get out of here. So, Nebraska, you decided we going to rock with our boy. Fuck them farms. We don't need them farms. Because Kamala and Biden saved your asses one time. But Trump told you exactly what he was going to do. And he's done it. Now, all of y'all up there crying and making videos and talking about how stupid are we? You stupid as hell. Because you voted against yourself. You are that racist. You have that much hate for another race of people that you voted against your own well-being, knowing that these people work for you. They come to work every day. But you know who ain't coming to work on your farm? Them other white people that ain't got no job, that's sitting at home, getting that check. They ain't coming out. So now what you gonna do? You can't save yourself because you doomed yourself when you voted for Trump. See, this is what racism and hatred does for you. You hated Mexicans that much that you are about to lose your livelihood, your farm, your life, your home, your house, your land, everything. Simply for hate, racism. There's no other way to put it. You did that to yourself. Now live with it, because we out of here.
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisiana, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat. for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican, okay, they voted for this, are mad that people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. I'm saying you get what you ask for. Hey, it's FAFO type shit, okay? But hey, don't be fooled. I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they're finna make people get on their farms. Don't count me to it. Because if 2025 was a checklist, hey.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're doing fine wherever you are. In today's clip, I just want you to watch this clip whereby white farmers are desperately begging black folks to go and work in their farms. But black folks, they really came out in line number and they're telling them this is what you voted for. Just deal with your own issues. Kindly watch this clip till the end and then I'll be back with more comments.
We're just absolutely fucked as farmers, guys. Everything is so fucked, and I do not see anybody surviving this farm crisis that we're in. Guys, look, one of the best splorn crops that I have ever raised in my life. And because of the tariffs, China will not fucking buy it. And they are the only country in the world other than, well, they are the only country in the world that buys splorn. And so now I'm literally just chopping it, blowing it on the fucking ground because it's fucking useless, it's valueless, there's nothing I can fucking do to it. I am going to need government assistance to make it through this fucking crisis until these tariffs end. Look, I've never raised a splorn crop like this, guys. And this is just fucking heartbreaking to me. I don't know how I'm gonna survive. You know, Trump said he fucking loved us farmers, and here I am just blowing my splorn crop all over the ground. Hopefully he works a deal out where Antarctica and Mars will start buying this splorn and save the farmers. I'm sorry, splorn crop, but you're fucked.
Well, 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 look at this. Look at this. Farmers, FAFO, in the deep, deep red state of Pennsylvania, complaining about having no workers. If you did not know, we are short about 150,000 farm workers. Crops are rotting on the ground. Yes, yes, farmers voted for this. Yes, they did. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. If you don't think MAGA is not going to be hurting farmers and in every industry, my name is Christina, and I have a bachelor's in accounting, a master's in business, and I am delivering horrible economic news every single day, unfortunately. There are no white people showing up to work 12, 13 hours a day to pick fruit. Farmers voted for this, and unfortunately, we are all going to pay for this because, yes, we are all connected in our economy. What can I do anymore?
So Texas farms don't have no workers? I like salad, y'all. I mean, what we gonna do? I'm not going out there. Y'all should have left them folks alone. Now look at us. We already overweight, out of shape, high blood pressure. Now we ain't got no vegetables. I am just waiting on MAGA to report to the fields. It's your turn.
Farms in deep red Texas are shut down, and Donald Trump is the reason. Now, as you know, Donald Trump has shifted ICE from focusing on criminal immigrants to going after easier targets such as job sites to pump his numbers up. But farms are hurting because of this, as many of their workers are either being deported or not showing up for fear of being caught up in these raids. And because of this, they're essentially shut down and no work can be done. Just take a listen to one farmer.
3 weeks, it started to slow, but this last week or so has been huge. That's when it's like zero people wanting to come out and
Yeah, zero people. Zero people going to work the farms. And while, yes, these farmers are in the find out phase, we're all going to be in it. Because they're talking that our food supply is going to be shut down or have major interruptions. And it's not just Texas, it's California and Washington. We are finding out that, yes, immigrants do help the American economy. Immigrants are part of the American fabric. We just didn't realize it till it was too late.
It's Joe from Georgia, so this is news out of Texas. But folks, these are alarm bells ringing for the entire United States, and our government is not listening. Overnight, multiple farms in the state of Texas completely shut down. And the reason for this shutdown was because they have lost almost 100% of their workforce. Now, we know this is the result of the immigration raids and stricter enforcement, but the ripple effect is going to be felt all the way across this country. Now, you've got crops that are rotting in the fields. You have livestock that is not being attended to at all, and that takes a lot of personnel. And we're talking, so now we're getting every area of food to include meat. And the communities that surround these farms, those businesses and those people who depend on the income from these farms, it's creating disasters for small communities in Texas. Now, this is not stopping at Texas farms. This is going to end up all the way across America, especially in the breadbasket, the middle of the nation, because they have tons of immigrant help. But folks, the alarm bells are ringing. Your food on your plate is being affected. So you got to think about it. It won't be soon until either prices go ridiculously high or you just won't have any food to buy.
So we're now seeing multiple farm closures in Texas. With all of the discussions that were had about the effects of the deportation on farms and the service industry, we're talking planting season, which is all around March, April. The season where you're taking care of your plants, you're making sure there's no, weeding, bugs eating it, all of the things, birds, rabbits, all of that. So you got to take care of that. And now we're in harvest season, very near harvest season. But there's nothing, no executive order, nothing to remedy this when the remedy should have happened on or around May, latest June. So all of these farms are now closing down because of this, because there's no one to harvest. There was no one taking care of the harvest, the plants, our food, the food we need to eat, our food. There's no one taking care of it. And guess what? That means that we have to import, which means we have to pay more because there are high tariffs. This is beyond insane. So all of the executive orders that have been penned, that could not have been one of them. Because it's very difficult now to reverse this when these farms are closing. I am just sick to my stomach at whoever is doing this math, because I really would like to sit with them and go, where did you go to school? And even if you're very intelligent and you're doing this purposefully, it is the poorest amongst us that's going to suffer the most from this. because these people don't have to worry about food. They're good. If the plan is to crash the dollar and do all of these things, the poorest amongst us are the ones that's going to suffer the consequences. Now, here's the other point we need to take into consideration here. When you are calling these people lazy and criminals and rapists and all of the things, how the farmers doing without them? How the food doing without them? What's going on in the farm without them? The thing is, you guys like to call us names: lazy, rapists, murderers, all of the things we are. We are the worst of the worst. We being brown, we being black. But when ish needs to get done and we ain't around, what now? This is just one of the many fails that's going to come about. One of the many fails. And a big part of it started from the bottom up, but trust me, when it starts going up to all of the 300,000 black women losing their job and all of the people they're taking out of work, that's who we be. When y'all calling us names and saying we're lazy, we this, we that. As bad as this is, and how many people got deported, and how many of us lost our jobs in the interim, this is also showing who we are and what our capacity is and what we actually bring to the table. Including, let's not forget, in consumerism, when we decide we're done with a place. Because we buy. We keep this afloat. So it's heart-wrenching to see at this juncture, all of these farms closing down. Which this is going to make food so expensive. It is already going to make food is already going to be very expensive. All of the farmers that can't export, that now they can't export beef because China's buying beef and pork and stuff like that from Australia. They can't export soybeans, so they're going to have to try to push as much soybean here. And soybean is not something we eat in a large amount. Asian countries use soybean more than we do. And now they're getting their soybean from, where is it, Brazil. If there was a math class, if there was an actual test, this is a great fail. And you know what it is? This is not I told you so, or look how, because this ain't great for none of us. Ain't one of us all happy about this, and because we are all hurting from this. I just shared a video with this guy. This man is walking all around town looking for a particular item that is from China. And all of the stores he's going to, the price is higher. And he gets to the store, and this at one store, and this person is explaining to him it is higher because of tariffs, because this is an imported good. And the man says, and I quote, according to the person who posted the video, I should say, because I didn't hear it directly. Oh, this is you guys trying to sabotage the president because you're supposed to eat the cost. Now, in that sentence alone, you do the realization that this person has no idea how business work. How long do you think people can eat the cost? How long do you think they're going to let their profit margin deplete? How long? They're going to do one of three things. They're going to close stores down if they have more than one store. They're going to let go of staff. It's called overhead. Or they're going to raise the prices. And they could still do all three of these things. So who's losing? We are. We are. We are. Next time, please do some bloody research, yeah?
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
Farm workers asking Trump to spare their staff and their farm workers from these mass deportations. Nearly 2 million of the farm workers don't have status, and they're afraid that there's going to affect the food supply chain. I mean, I'm afraid about that too. Okay, between all the tariffs and the mass deportations, the price of all the food we eat is going to skyrocket. You thought inflation was bad. This is going to be worse. So anyway, it's good to hear that they're banding together asking Trump to spare, but it's not just them that need to be spared. This is according to a Reuters article just recently. My name is Ruby Powers, your go-to immigration attorney.
California's citrus harvest is in trouble. There just aren't enough workers. Farmers across the state are struggling because immigration crackdowns have scared off much of the workforce. In some areas, harvest crews have dropped from 30 workers to just 5. That means fruit is sitting unpicked, and experts warn this could lead to higher food prices. California agriculture relies on over 55,000 migrant workers. So what happens if labor shortages continue? Will this lead to higher prices? Let me know your thoughts below and follow for updates.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're doing fine whenever you are. Okay guys, in today's clip, I really hope you have watched the full clips, and all credits goes to original creator of the video. And black folks, they have just refused to go to work in the white farms, and white farmers are furious simply because black folks won't go and work in their farms. And these are the same people who really voted for this. These are the same people who really voted out of hatred. These were the same people who really voted to punish black people. And we are seeing what scammer? Who is scammer? All those things, or all those bad things they wished black people could go through, it has just returned on them. And right now, they're the ones who are begging black folks to go and work in their farms, not putting in mind that these are the same people who really voted against their own interest. They voted to punish the immigrants, they voted to punish black people, and right now they are losing their farms. They can't take it anymore because a lot of them, they are going bankrupt. And black people, they have just refused, and they have really came out and have really talked about this. Because how can you vote maybe to punish your own brother and sister? How can you vote maybe to make other person feel bad or go through difficult time? And a lot of people have really come out and said that white farmers sabotage and banned black farms and sued to prevent black farmers from getting money they would warn for discrimination. We see you. Yeah, a lot of white farmers really didn't want a lot of black farmers maybe to develop, or didn't want a lot of black farmers to be successful. They just wanted for them to be on top, to be the ones who are harvesting more food product. But right now we have all seen they don't have farm labor. They really wanted ahead and they voted for the deportation of immigrants. Trump really convinced them and told them, just vote for this non-administration, vote for the deportation of immigrants. I will convince black people to go and work in your farms. But right now, black folks, they have refused because black people, they are saying that we have our special jobs that we can do. We are educated. There's no way you can go and work in white farms. And right now, the white farmers are furious that the ones who are feeling the pain, because a lot of them, they're going bankrupt to an extent whereby they want socialism. They want the government to bail them out. And these are the same people who really hated socialism. These are the same people, when black farmers really needed help from the government, they told the black people to pull out their bootstrap. Another person who has came out and said that black farmers are surviving because they have always had to survive. That part, yeah, we all know black people, they will always survive even through during these hard times, because they've been through this for a very long period of time. And this is the reason why maybe black folks are so much confused and furious, because they're the ones who are really crying out for help. But black farmers, they have just relaxed, they are just silent because they are used to this. They've been through this for a very long period of time. So this is not a new thing to them. Another person have still came out and said that we black people, we don't have that time to work on behalf of white people. Yeah, we black people, we have our special job that we can do. That was still came out and said that when did the black farmers receive any help? Pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Yeah, there's no anywhere that, or there's no, when black farmers really needed help from the government, a lot of these white farmers really refuse so that black people can get help. Right now, they're the ones who are really going through this a lot. That person really came out and said that when black gave you 400 years of free labor, especially on the plantation, and when we still these days say you owe us in form of reparation, check, you say no, then ask us to do the same kind of labor you already still owe us. Forget real. We are the most hunted and mistreated human being on earth, and reparation are just repair monies for when you destroyed, mistreat, abuse, and harm, and we black were treated worse than any, but we are the only one not to receive reparation. This one is just asking, or we just want black people to be reparated. You just want black people to receive their reparation for the things that have been going through for a very long period of time, through slavery. Yeah, we all know, and we all know all those stories. It's a very sad story indeed. Another person really came out and said that when black farmers applied for help, white farmers sued, saying it's reverse discrimination, that they should not get help. I read that comment earlier and I had just to repeat it. Yeah, whenever black farmers really needed help from the government, especially those money that the government is giving these white folks so that at least they can develop their farm, at least they can buy their farm tools, at least the product can be productive, there's no any black farmers who really came out and be helped. And this is the reason why we have all seen there are small black farmers in America, and these small farmers, they are depending on themselves. There's no way they have even called out for help from other people. It just this maybe market supporters on white folks because they're the ones who voted for the position of immigrant, not putting in mind that these immigrants were the same people who are really working in the farms. Right now the crops are just rotting in the farms. There's no anyone to pick up the crops, to an extent whereby they're begging black folks or black Americans to go and help them. And a lot of black Americans have came out and have really reacted to this. So guys, I don't want to talk much. Let me just know what you think in the comment section. And we really hope America could be greater once again. This video is just for educational purpose, and if it was for the first time I come across my video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you wherever you are. One love.